My name is Masresha Taye. I'm part of the pastoralists team, focusing on financialization of risk. My research question is on livestock insurance, a form of financialization of risk, and how does pastoralists combine livestock insurance with other forms of responding to risk and uncertainty. For a couple of years, I have been engaged on livestock insurance as a researcher in Ethiopia and in Kenya. And then through interacting with communities, as community dialogues, impact narratives, and the like, there were different puzzles or questions that were popping up in my mind. How pastoralists understand and how they differently respond to livestock insurance. The Horn of Africa and most of dryland systems in the world have been experiencing a number of factors that is reshaping pastoralism. And Borana is one of the leading pastoral zones in the Horn of Africa that has been reshaped by land fragmentation, commercialization, growing of towns, and the like. And this has been posing both opportunities and uncertainties to pastoralists. And they are also famous, not famous in a way. They have been implementing different strategies to cope with risk and uncertainties. As an example, the common ones are like migrating to where there are better resources like pasture and water, or selling their animals or purchasing animals, or herd splitting, or enclosing a small pasture that would use for the dry season. However, development partners or policymakers have been also implementing different interventions like safety net program, social protection, even direct humanitarian, income diversification or livelihood diversification. And insurance has evolved as one of a social protection mechanism in this part of the region. And I have been part of this program to implement with other development actors like the private and the public sectors. And then there have been questions that come to my mind, how different pastoralists, not only the same pastoral groups, but within households, they respond differently to livestock insurance depending on time and space they operate pastoralism. The livestock insurance is a political technology that has been introduced from the top to the down approach, not basically from pastoralists' angle. So one thing that we missed is that livestock insurance is designed by group of people who are not pastoralists, and then the way they only understood that they designed livestock insurance. However, when we see the actual figures and impact narratives, pastoralists have been impacted and responding quite differently. And we don't have, both in the literature and also in the policy narratives, how pastoralists understood livestock insurance and what are the rationale, and then how they combine livestock insurance with other lists of response mechanisms I just mentioned. So where does insurance fit in this response to risk and uncertainty? So it matters in a way. In the Horn of Africa currently, there have been a lot of efforts by development partners to scale out livestock insurance to most pastoral areas. However, the intention to scale out is good, but it's a challenging because we don't have a concrete evidence how pastoralists think and respond to livestock insurance and how they combine to the different response mechanisms livestock insurance. So that's what is lacking both in the literature and in the policy narratives to further scale the program.